Welcome to the second tutorial for this specific mandala. We'll call this Ocean Flower. I like that, Ocean Flower. And this is the mandala that we created in the first video. In today's video, we're just going to work on beautifying it a little bit more. What I've done, just so that, just in case I want to show a different way to beautify it, I actually made a photocopy. So here's the photocopy. Unfortunately, I need to clean up the photocopier because you see there's some lines and things like that. But that's not going to make a big difference at the moment for us to just examine different ways that we can beautify this mandala. So I'm just doing this off the top of my head, nothing pre-planned. I want to add a little bit more, first of all, to these kind of slim, you know what they remind me of is the shards in the black crystal, the glass shard, the black crystal shard. So I'm going to add a little bit more detail. And I'm going to smooth out some of the lines. I'm using the same 0.6 tip. So I'm just going to go in and color, just make the lines a little bit darker, smooth things out a little bit, make it more dramatic. You can add a little bit of drama, or maybe shading the leaves a little differently. So I've got in and out, thicker on one side than the other, and I'm alternating. No, actually, I want to do them both the same, just a little sliver on the inside. It doesn't need to be uniform. Yeah, feel free to move your piece of paper around. And you can color in with any kind of pen or pencil, crayon, or markers. I like the markers for today. These ones are pretty good. They don't smear too much. If you are using pens that smear, you might want to make sure that the parts that you draw in have a little bit more time to dry before you brush your hands over them. And feel free to move that piece of paper around, turn it around. This, I'm kind of tempted to keep this one a bit bigger. It's the big white space. So look how that changes things a little bit. I'm going to go in, and even though, because of all the lines we drew, that one circle that we created in the beginning is almost totally, actually no, I'm going to leave it because it looks a little bit like the center of a flower. And Okay, look how lovely that is. Okay, moving on. I want to do something with this next section, this kind of dome, dip, and circle section. So first I'm going to, just to take up space so it's not so bare, I'm going to actually just double the line to here, take it down to here, and out. So it looks like that's a little bit thick, that line there, taking up a lot of room. So I'm going to pick a smaller nib, 0.2, and see if that makes any difference. And it's okay if one of them, yeah, it's a little bit finer. It's nicer. Looks really nice. And so I can keep that circle open for now, but I want to go into the next things that are they kind of just blah to me right now. So I'm going to, there's the hatch type of design, which is really lovely once it's finished. So I'm going to go for that here. And what it is I think maybe I'll start from here. I'll just draw lines down. I have to turn the paper a little bit. Yeah, and the thinner nib is so much better. I mean, I could keep all the lines same direction, but I kind of want to try and honor the circle. Wow, I may not need the hatch. The hatch is basically doing that and then doing the same on the other side, and then maybe even putting dots in between. We'll do that in another mandala because I think that this line here looks kind of cool. And be careful about holding the nib on the paper too long without drawing. I really love these lines. I think they're really nice. Okay, so next, I'm going to move on to the diamonds. What do I want to do with the diamonds? I do not know yet. So you know what? I'm going to skip it. I'm more interested in these things right here. What could I do with those? And I'm thinking cross-hatching here might be better. So let's see what it looks like. That looks pretty nice. Okay, so I'm going to start cross hatching. I'm going to start lines in one direction. I'm going to try not to get too enthralled by the way they look and not do the cross hatching. Oh, something's different. I forgot the diamonds on this side. So let's put some diamonds. Okay, let me get the 6 pencil. Interesting. I got distracted. All right, so now for the cross hatching. It's the best way to do this. Okay, I want to keep some space for the dots. Let me show you what the dots might look like. Okay, I might even go a little finer. This is a 2. I might go to a 1. That looks so cool. I love it. Now, I'm trying to make these straight lines, but it's fine if they're kind of curved. I think I'm accidentally curving them, which is fine because it actually gives it a nice effect. It's like it's a ring around there. Okay, let's get the number, the 0.5. Ooh, there's a 0.5. That might be too small, but let's see. Yeah, the 0.5 is pretty small. It's like a dot. It's so tiny. I'm going to go for the 0.1 and see if that's too small. So this is interesting. This is going to be a little bit of work. So take some time to stretch. Get out of your chair, go to the bathroom, call a friend. And then when you're done, you can come back to the dots. You might need a magnifying glass. All right, look at that, how lovely that is. Some of them are a little small, some are a little bigger. The smaller ones are actually nicer, but I like the variety. Okay, so what can we draw next? What can we draw on these lumps? I'm not quite sure yet, but I think I'm going to skip to the diamonds. I'm going to draw flowers in the diamonds. So you can use your stencil and find the center point and draw the flowers, but I'm just going to go ahead and draw circles first. pick one of these. I'm going to draw a petal here. Just a dot, dot, 4-leaf. It's not perfect, but it's there. Okay, so try to get a little bit more pointy through here. So there's different ways you can do this. If you notice on this one, the tips of this petal touch here, and here they don't. So I think I like the ones where they touch. So I'm going to try and do the rest of them. We're not done with those petals because I want to do another thing. I'm going to use the thicker pen. It's a 10. What happens if I use the 12? Yeah, I'm going to color in. I like it, but I may have made the lines too thick internally, so we'll see. This is a little bit thick. I like the brush look, but a little easier. I can even go one down, but we'll see. I'm going to fix the outside stuff a bit later. My paint pens have all been dried up. But I'm going to add a little bit more to the outside of the things. The dot, I'm bringing the dot back. So this is a size 10. I'm going to use, not the 2, I'm going to use the 5. Is this 5? I'm going to use the 5. And watch. I'm fine if you start the dot at the tip and then come down on each side, then you get a nice point. I think I'm just going to thicken the line. So this is the 2. I'm going to get the 6. I'm going to use the 5. I'm just going to thicken the line. That looks pretty cool. So I really like this circle. It's like kind of extra eye. I think it would be tricky to try and align it with a stencil, so I'm just going to freehand it. Oh, you know what would have been cool is to do like the waxing and waning moon. Wow, that's a great idea. I'm going to write that down. Yeah, it looks kind of cool. I mean, they're all different. It looks kind of like the waxing and waning moon. And don't want to do too much, but I do want to fill up. I can't help it. You can stop here. It's a beautiful mandala from any angle, but I really want to fill in the outside, these here. So I'm going to just do double petals. Look how lovely that looks. Okay, the other thing that's glaring to me is this right here. I want to fill in the circles. Either fill in the circle or the empty space. Maybe both. So I'm just going to... It looks cool. It looks like eyes. I'm watching a lot of Lord of the Rings lately, so it's like the Eye of Sauron. So instead of the eyeball, you could make it kind of like a flower, like a little lotus. I'm going to force myself to stop here. This is our enhanced mandala. I can still see spaces that I want to draw in, like these squares. I want to do a big dot or a big circle. Uh-oh, it's not finished. Where's my 10? Oh, this is an 8. Let's see what happens with an 8. Just a colored in dot. There. That's nice. This is pretty cool. I feel like I could do more, but I'm going to stop right there. This is a gorgeous, this is our, it looks less oceany though. Our ocean flower. That's what I called the original, which is right here. Very, very cool.